So, as y'all know, you know, my son Jigga Man is back on the scene, you know, and I'm willing to bet that at this point he's probably getting ready to drop an album. This latest interview sounds like uh an album setup. Um the Knicks is up 90-72. For all y'all that's into basketball and watching the playoffs, I will keep you updated. So you can keep it locked right here. Don't think you're gonna miss the game. I'll keep you up to speed with the score. All right. So I took my time and I sat back and I watched this interview. I think I watched it twice. I watched it the first time, uninterrupted. Then I watched it the second time, while taking, conscious notes to the stuff that he was saying. Right. So for one, like I said, I believe that Jay's trying to build up not an anticipation for an album, but he's trying to build up his presence in the media, um, in front of the culture. He's trying to create awareness of his presence in the game and trying to create a presence for himself in the space of hip hop again by doing these interviews and doing these shows. So with that, I believe that he's probably going to be trying to drop an album sometime this year. It don't really make sense to do interviews like this and concerts like this if you're not selling nothing. And right now he's not selling nothing, which makes me prone to believe that he's getting ready to put out a product for sale, which more than likely would be music. Because I could tell you for a 100% fact, it won't be a casino. It won't be a casino. So I think that this is, and judging by some of the things that he's saying, this is all set up for an album. Now, if this was the old Jay in the old music industry, I would think that around October, November, he'll be dropping the album. But I think that now the way the game is structured, it's like you gotta drop on the momentum instead of building the momentum and dropping. You got it whenever the momentum is there. It's like, you drop unexpectedly. This is why he's doing these runs without no mentions of no albums. So it ain't no anticipation, it ain't no disappointment. Like if he drops it tomorrow, you know, like Beyonce be dropping albums unexpectedly. If he just dropped it tomorrow, if it didn't do good, then he can say, "Oh, I ain't do no promo for it. It ain't like we did a promo run. We just dropped it. I just felt like dropping the album. That day I had did some music. I just felt like dropping some, so I just dropped it. And it wasn't no anticipation. I wasn't trying to go platinum or nothing like that because that's what most artists uh from our era that drop music in today's climate are afraid of. They don't want to drop an album and it don't sell. And we all know it don't matter who you are. You're not selling no records right now because that's not where the entertainment business is as far as selling, a bunch of records. you lucky to sell a couple of 100,000. So we know Jay-Z and we know his ego, right? He would hate to drop a brick and have to face the people or face hip hop and say, "Oh, Jay Z's 2026 album, that nigga caught a brick. All his other albums went platinum. This one, he only sold 60,000. You know, he back to his reasonable doubt days selling records. Like he don't want that smut on his name. So Jay's probably trying to figure out a way right now how hollering at Samsung or somebody like, yo, y'all niggas ain't dropping a new phone. Yo, I'll put the album in y'all phone so I could be certified platinum when y'all drop the new phone. You know, the game that he was running before with like the Magna Carta album, and it was another album I believe he did that with. Put the album in the phone ship 1 million units, he platinum. You know what I'm saying? But in hard sales, you won't even know what he got. And it's not like everybody that got the phone went and listened to his album, right? So Jay Z did this New York Times interview, and like I said, in my opinion, to set up this new album release. This is why the entire interview was based around songwriting and going through his album catalog. You know, what Jay learned in that last interview was that if he does these non-urban outlets, that the interviewer will have to be off camera because we are going to be criticizing the interviewer's integrity when it comes to hip hop and hip hop culture and the history of the culture. So what he did this time was didn't let us see who was interviewing him, didn't let us hear the questions, you know, and they did it in the off camera format where they could just grab bites and put it in, because we're gonna, not all of us, but people like me, I'm gonna criticize every little thing of the interview. So if I can't hear the question, then I can't critique his answer. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like I can't critique the interviewer's integrity of hip hop because we not sitting there hearing the back and forth between them. You know what I'm saying?